All right. Thank you, Angela and Kimberly, for jumping on tonight. And we'll see, we get some more people joining us. And basically, we were talking about booking, but not just booking in like events, but actually making social connections. And that's a really important thing, because I feel like we could do it, when we think about making connections and we think about talking to people. Let's see. My train of thought. Okay. So when we sit down and we're like, oh, we need to book. Oh, we need to have a booking blitz. Then all of a sudden we're just like, hey, will you book with me? I've been challenged to book parties. And out of nowhere, we start messaging people. So I saw the tag team did this awesome scavenger hunt that I really liked. And basically, I'll post the links in this event too. And you can challenge yourself at any time, but they basically just gave you ideas like, go, look in your friends list and find somebody you went to college with. Go look in your friends list and find somebody you went to elementary school with. Go look in your friends list and find somebody that you met at the park. And they gave some different ideas. So I'll pop that in and you can just challenge yourself to do that. Some people like to go through their list. You've got like your, if you make your friends list, so your friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids' friends, and the S is strangers. And you just like list all those people out, as many as you can. We've got the Eric War memory jogger. We've got the Perfectly Posh memory jogger. We have where you can just go in and start thinking of people. You can always go in your virtual office and see who's ordered from you before. You're going to see your hostesses and the people that ordered from you. And you can just go in, make it like 60 at a time that pops up on your screen, and you just copy it all, and then you just paste it all into an Excel, and then you got everybody, and you can go through your notes and you can contact people. You can do all that, or you can do this super cool thing that we're going to chat on right now, called the Greenlight Challenge. And shout out to Mindy for sharing this with me, and I think it's awesome. So we're going to walk through it right now, and then you'll be able to do it on your own, or people want to chat, and while we're doing it we can, but I'm going to walk you through how it works. So basically on Facebook we have this thing called the green light, and it shows that you're online. You can turn off chat so people can't like chat with you, like instant message, that whole AOL. That was before your time. I'm really old, but you could just like instant message back and forth, right? So if you turn off chat, which most, I don't know, it's hard for me to keep up with chats good enough on private messages, right? So you can turn that off, but you cannot get rid of that little green dot. So I'm going to look at my Facebook right now, and I can tell you how many of my friends are actually online right now based on that. So, oh man, let's see. You have all these. So basically where you're going to find it is if you're on like your desktop, it's even easier. You can find it on your phone too. You can see little green dots by everybody who is online. If you go to your, let's see, your friends, and let's see, let me see all the little green dots. Where are all of our green dots, Mindy? I know I've seen my green dots. Okay, I see them on the right-hand side when I scroll, like underneath where all my people are. That's how I find my little green dots and who's online, on the very right bar. Okay, so I actually Googled it, like how do you get rid of your little green dot? Because some people don't want to show people that they're on Facebook 24/7, and other people want to come on and just check their mail, but they have multiple businesses and stuff going on, but people will see when you're online. So we are not messaging people yet. The very first thing that we're going to do for the Greenlight Challenge would be that you, and I posted it in the party, think of like a script that you send to people. So what is something that you would say to somebody in general about perhaps like booking a party? So I can give you a couple ideas. And what you want to do is just have like a sheet of paper on the side so you can take notes. And maybe you've already sent these kind of notes before, so you could actually just like copy paste what you said there. Personally, I don't I don't say like I've been challenged, I've been challenged to book this many parties, because I personally want people to know that they can order from me all the time. It's not just about the parties, but also that our products are awesome, and they should have a party because they should want to have a party. They should want the perks. They should want to share it with their friends, and not just because somebody challenged me to ask them a question. Also, that kind of takes away from the relationship factor of it, because I want to say, why they should do it, why they should be interested, and not make it about me. I want to make it about them. So a sample script, something that I just wrote in the event in case you didn't have a chance to read it. And if you want to pop in some of your own ideas, then that's awesome. But my sample idea was, let's see, hi, and then their name. And then I'll put something that like I learned from our profile, or something from like a previous conversation, or just something in general. Like if you know that she watches sports and you watch sports also, you can like comment about who won the game, whatever season it is. I'm not a big sports person, but like, or you can comment about the weather. You can comment about the fact that her kids are almost done with school. You can comment about the fact that her kids will be starting school in the fall, like how excited you are that your toddler is now going to go, just something that's kind of like friendly. And then I say, I'm messaging you now because I have a new 30-minute party format that I think you and your friends will love. We'll focus on summer favorites, and I have pampering prizes to give away. We'll do it all online, and at the end, you'll receive perks to use on any products or exclusive that you want. Can we book you for a half-hour party on Sunday or Monday in June? As soon as we get your party on the calendar, I'll send you a pampering pack. So just kind of giving them, like, I like doing my parties now on Sunday or Monday. I'm doing a 30-minute party right now. Hey, Aubrey, join us. So if you comment, you know, you can change it around, stuff like that. Mindy had shared some words with us. So before, Mindy ended up, she worked her tail off and she placed in the top for the Italy incentive. She was in there in that top 50. And she gave an example when she used the incentive trip. She said, "Hi, Sarah, how you doing? Winter dragged on. I'm so glad the kids are almost ready for summer break. How about you? I'm sure you've seen a lot of my recent updates about Perfectly Posh. I'm just so excited that I've been blessed with this opportunity, and I'm really doing something that I love. Perfectly Posh is sending the top 50 consultants to Italy this year, and I'm working so hard to be one of them. Will you help me out by hosting a party in March? Plus, it's a perfect time to get all your moistures and petties done. Products in your hands before sandal and bathing suit season. Summer's going to be here before you know it. It's all online and super easy. Plus, I do all the work, and you get all the perks." And then she's got a smiley face. What do you say? And she also hit premiere in March. And so when she was sending these out in February, she said the same thing at the top, like, "Hey, Sarah." And then another idea was, "I've been so close to hitting premiere these past few months. I'm working so hard to reach that. Will you help me out by hosting in March?" So here she talked about a rank she's going for. She talked about incentive. When I was booking then too, in February, I'd mentioned that for people in March, like, I'm going for this really big thing. You know, are you interested in doing it? So does anybody have any ideas or anything that they like to include in their notes when they're writing to people? They're making their messages and notes. Well, you can always share them, but basically you get the idea that you're not just like out of nowhere, like, "Hey, let's host a party." Like, "Hey, let's do this." You want to keep it nice and fun. I like to, especially in these summer months when people are super busy, I like to let them know that I'm going to send them pampering pack. I'm going to send them a gift if we just get their party in the books. And then whenever I take a picture, you can even make them up ahead of time and say you only have 3 of them and send them a picture of what you're going to send. Another thing that I like to do is explain, like, so you can further in depth explain what a party is like, or you can say, "I just finished one for a friend, a 30-minute party. We did $300 in sales in 30 minutes and it's still going. It was totally awesome. Would you like to see what it looks like?" And then you can just add that friend to an old party and just say, you know, "Hey, you mind being a fly on the wall? You can just take a look." And, you know, I've never had a hostess that minded if somebody else who was thinking about hosting looked at one of our parties, so they can see what it looks like and know that it's not like a big ordeal, like anything crazy. Okay. You can also focus on the fact that they have like 2 years, 3 years to redeem their perks. They don't have to spend any money. We don't have half price items. So, okay. Now, the next part of the Green Light Challenge. We went through that fast, so hopefully you guys are making your own notes and doing your own thing. But the next part is that we're going to go through and look. I don't see any faces. It's just me right now. But you guys can chat and talk and see what you're, if you're doing this right now with me or not. But basically, you can look and see all of your green lights. So, hey, Raven, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
You can just look and see all of your green lights that you have on Facebook. So if you can't see your green lights, remember that just means that they're online, and that's just a way to like find people. You could always go to your friends list and like pick a letter. You could just randomly pick a letter, ask your kids to pick a letter, anybody that knows like the alphabet to pick a letter for you, and then just start your friends list with that letter and start looking at you know, they don't have to have a green light on. They could just be online if you can't see all your green lights. And then just be sure to write their names down on a piece of paper. I have a notebook I normally keep all this stuff in, but it's around here somewhere in my summer house of craziness. But basically, you're going to want to write their names down on your notebook. So if you guys are doing that right now, or I guess, what do you think, Raven? So you're on there with me right now. We should just we'll just talk about what you can do, and then we can do it later. Okay. So you want to write down all of the people that you can contact. I had this bright idea for like a month of not writing stuff down, and I just thought, well, hey, I'm going to look at my messages, and if I talk to them, then it's going to be in there, and I can always go back through it. And you never go back through it because like they're already there. But you, like your team, your other customers, your life, your friends, your family, like people just start messaging you and it gets all kind of messed up in the message box. So if you were like me and you ever thought you could rely on looking at your messages, people can get lost. So if you keep a notepad, you can also take notes on the notepad. If you are not trying to book parties right now, which I don't know who wouldn't be trying to book parties, right? But let's say that, you know, you're not, or maybe you just like to do events, but you want to still have this connection and friendship with the people on your Facebook page. So we go to the third step, which is going to everybody's profile, and you want to like maybe one or two things and then comment on something. Like have your presence known that you're there and that you're friends, because people are tired of that, like just getting invited to a bunch of parties, or you're only talking to them when you need to sell them something. Like when you're trying to sell them something, like that's frustrating for people. So if you go through, you're looking at your green lights, you know they're online, maybe they'll respond back right away. You can put their name, and then you just write, you know, you can even keep track of what it is that you messaged them about or thought was, you know, interesting. And but just make sure you like and comment. Another cool thing about Facebook, and maybe if you think back, you'll notice this too, is that if you message somebody and if you comment on like a couple of their things, then you're going to pop up in their newsfeed. So when they come to Facebook, unless they've unfollowed you, you post a bunch of posh graphics and they got tired of seeing them, then they could have unfollowed you and hopefully they'll refollow you again. But that's, you know, then they might not see you. But if you, like I said, if you comment and you hit like and you send them a message, then when they log on to Facebook, they're going to see you more. So if you notice that, like let's say if you're on Facebook a lot and you've got like 1,000 friends, right, and you message with the hostess and you're hosting a party for her, start paying attention and notice. You're going to see her pictures and her posts show up at the top of your news feed for a while because you've been interacting with this person, and Facebook keeps track of that. So that's also going to help you. So you want to make sure that you're building a relationship with people, and then they're more likely to want to host a party with you. And then the fourth part of the Green Light Challenge is to just personalize that first line. So in the very beginning, when I said everything I was going to say, but I put in here what is personal, then you already know that you've messaged them because you've got their name written down that you messaged them. You've got a note next to it, maybe what you were commenting on. And then so you can go back and personalize that top part to them. Like we said, if they always watch the game, or if their kid was in a school play, ballet, like something, that's the social part of it that you're going to be tying it in, that you're showing that you care. So those are the parts of the Green Light Challenge. And then knowing that you go back and then you just message people. That can actually be a part of your regular business routine. You know, like even if you, I know this is going to sound crazy. Okay. It's about friendships and it's about relationships, but let's think about this for a second. If you have a Facebook fan page and you pay Facebook money, right, to put that ad in front of people. It's not that much different than just trying to like connect with people one-on-one. Like you're not just going after them just to buy stuff. Like you're genuinely caring what they think, you know. But if you even just picked out maybe 5, 10, 15 friends that you could just follow and have that good relationship with, and maybe those are people that you think that you want to have on your team. But that's another time that the Greenlight Challenge and doing something like this, because the Greenlight part of it and looking is just, it's helping you hyper focus on some people that are online right now. But doing this where you go to their page to comment and like and make some notes, and so you can personalize what you're talking about, is going to help a lot when it comes time for booking and in your business and making those personal connections. Does anybody have any questions about that? Or comments, concerns, or about anything? Who got a splurge today, on a side note? I didn't make it in time.
Amanda, what do you do when they say no?
I unfriend them, I delete them, and I block them. No, not really.
You're so silly.
I don't know. They don't say no. No, so it's somewhere in the middle of those two extremes. But the worst possible thing that they could do is ignore you. Because if they say no, then it could just mean not right now. And then you just move on to the next person. You can still stay friends and you can still chat. You still have a conversation with them. If you do what I did and it was like pointed, like, are Sunday or Monday good in June? And they're like, no. You know, then you could just ask, is there a time, you know, a later time that's good? Or would you be interested? Another thing I ask is, okay, I totally understand. I know that life gets super busy. Are you interested in being invited to another, like such and such Facebook party, and inviting them to another one? If they're not already in my VIP group, another route I can take with that is with that and just say, well, I'm going to go ahead and add you to my VIP group, and you can see what more Posh is about. If you've never talked to them about Posh before, just got started, and you start out by asking them for a party, and they say no, the other thing you can do is offer to send them that pampering pack, because your investment is postage, Posh catalog. I like to send the Posh catalog. Some people even send the Posh catalog and like a couple samples. So even if they say no, just being ready to say, you know, oh, you know, I totally understand. Summer's super busy. I still would love for you to try Posh. I'd love to, you know, I could send it to you if you could just shoot me a review or post a review in the VIP group and give it a try. And then if they still say no, then you can just move on to your next person and not be frustrated by that, because some people are going to say no. Did I answer your question, Angela?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anybody else have a question? Otherwise, I can go on another rant I have right now. Okay, so then my other comment is about the Greenlight Challenge and other things business-wise. Be sure that you are not just ignoring when people invite you to events or when people send you messages. Because for a while, I can honestly admit I was not a good friend about this. Because people would send you messages out of nowhere. Like they would just... And this, the wraps were in particular one where it would just like, I wouldn't even know what they're selling. And they would just send me a message. We don't want to be those people. We don't want to be the people that are like, oh my gosh, you can make so much money. All you have to do is pay this, you know, and you don't even know what they're selling. We don't want to be those people. We want to have relationships. And when you take the time to message your Greenlight people or message people in this thing where you figure out what you're going to say ahead of time, if they just figure out, like number one right there, if you edit what I said, if you can figure out on your own or look at something else that you've sent before and you can edit that and you get those sentences done, that's the hard part. That's like the hardest part right there, that we're like, oh, I don't have time, I don't want to go. Like, do that. Figure out on your calendar where you can pick people in. Then go to their Facebook page, see what's going on in their life, get some tidbits, make some comments and likes, take your notes, tailor it to them, and then give that a try. if you want to have 3 Facebook parties, you probably want to do it to 30 people. Like, you don't just say these 3, because if all 3 of those people say no, you want to have other people. And if you message 30 people and 30 people say yes, you are going to have a kick butt June. You may even have to push some of them to July. And, so the worst thing that they can say is no. It's not costing you any money. You already have it all figured out, right? But also, so if people send you messages similar about parties, like, can I add you to this event? Can I tell you about this product? Be sure that you are responding, because we don't like it when people don't respond to us. So make sure that you respond in a good amount of time to them. And if you're not interested, just tell them you're not interested. That's a really big thing too. I had a gal message me about something I'm not interested in. And I just messaged her back and I said, thank you so much for thinking of me. And I think it's totally awesome that you're rocking, this business. This isn't something, that I'm interested in right now. But if I know anybody who is, then I'll totally send them your way. Like, and just responding with that. And maybe you think it's crazy, and maybe you think this person's crazy, and maybe you'll never know anybody who's even interested in what they're selling. But you made that response back, and you kindly, politely responded in a way that you would like to get a response back. Another thing is events when you're invited. You don't have to, I invite you guys. I get invited to a ton of parties. I live in the middle of nowhere, and I go to them locally whenever I can, because it's in the middle of nowhere. But there's some people who've never been invited to a home party before. Is that crazy? You guys all been invited to home parties or had your own? So keep that in mind when you're sponsoring people. They may not have. And keep that in mind when you're asking people if they want to host a party. That's another good reason why you can show them a party that you've already done before. In the Greenlight Challenge, you can mention that and be like, hey, are you interested in doing a party? I would love to add you to what I'm doing right now, especially if it did good. You can say, like, I can't promise you how much we can make in yours, but I can tell you that she's already at this many perks, or my average parties are this many perks. Or another one I've said before is I will give you a gift just for trying. So just for getting on the books, I'll send you a pampering pack, and just for trying, I'll give you a gift. And you can even say, just for trying, I'll give you a gift with your order. So that way, if they decide not to order, you don't owe them anything. You already give them a pampering pack. But if you just throw in those, I find if I throw in those extra things, because some people have never been to a party. Some people have never even been invited to a party on Facebook, because maybe they're not really that big of Facebook people, and they have their green light on, and it's just because they share memes. There's those people too. So you don't know your green light people. So if people invite you to Facebook parties, then we should be going to them and commenting and supporting other people in our business the same way that we would want to be supported. And you don't have to go in there and try to get all their free prizes, because we know we hate it when people do that to us. And you don't have to go in there and comment on everything. But part of what we're doing is socializing. And I think that's another big, thing. And if people come back and they say, so another one on the Greenlight Challenge you might get is, I just started such and such business, so I can't do a party right now because I'm already sharing this with my friends, like so much with my friends, So if somebody's like, I just started up with, 31 and I'm trying to get them to buy it, and they're pretty overwhelmed right now, I can't do a party. Because that's how I felt before too when I first started with Posh. I was like, I can't really do another party right now because I'm trying to get people to see what I'm doing. Then that's a good time that you can say, hey, well, let's do an event together. I'll invite my friends and you invite your friends, and we can both share, and then we can host at the same time in the same party, but because you're offering to invite your friends. And if somebody said that also about booking, like that they couldn't host, and then they try to get, because they want you to host, like you can do, they call that like a party swap, or you have their party and they have your party. But I think it's might be even better if you do it together at the same time, because then you know that they're going to do it. So if you set the party up and have them invite their friends before you start inviting your friends, or you kind of invite like the same amount of friends. So that's another idea on that one. Is there any questions? Do you guys like the idea of the green light? I can post the rest of the graphics too while we're waiting for any questions. We're going to all get on and do our green lights, but I can't see all your faces, and I know people are busy. Do you guys want to do them together? Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions about booking or trying to talk to people? Anybody need more ideas? How are you guys getting most of your bookings? Anybody? One of the reasons I want to do this so that I sat down and contacted people because the follow-up, we always talk about how important the follow-up is, but personally I get overwhelmed. Like, who do I follow up with? Like people that order, people on my Facebook. There's so many people. There's so many people from other parties. So basically bringing it all together, that's where the green light challenge comes in nice and handy, because if they have a green light on, then you know that they are on Facebook and that they're active. They don't just have it, there. And then it's just another way to kind of shuffle the deck of people that you try and talk to. If you can't find the green lights, you can also do the letter thing, go to your friends list, look it up by a letter. And then just keep your notes, keep track of what you talked about and make that personal connection. If you guys read that Eric Warren networking book, he talks about that too, about keeping up your personal connections so that you're not just, the only time you talk to them shouldn't just be when you want them to host a party or buy something from you, because we don't like it when people do that to us. So there we go. I think that's it then. If there's no questions, nobody wants to green light at the same time, we'll probably just cut it off there. Great. Well, thanks for joining, guys. We'll save it for anybody that wasn't here, and I'll post the green lights and I'll post the tag team thing I talked about. Bye.
Thank you, Amanda. Good night.
Night.